4 spots in the ACC tournament. A win against Virginia Tech tonight in Blacksburg could go a long way. And just like that, we are underway here from Thompson Field. Virginia Tech will start with the ball. Hokies trying to make something happen early. Blue Devils booted away. Duke, of course, in the road blues. Hokies decked out in the white and orange home kits tonight. So Virginia Tech will slow things down and possess first. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on the ACC Network Extra. I'm Giovanni Heater with you all night long. Blue Devils come in the top scoring team in the entire country. They've scored more goals this season at a better average than anybody else in the nation. We'll see how Virginia Tech's defense is up to the task to that. Here's Cooper Wenzel with his first touch of the night. Hokies gonna need a nice night out of their starting goalkeeper, who started all 13 games so far this season for Virginia Tech. Here's Trey Gardner. Duke, a team that, again, is scoring at an exceptional rate. On top of it, their defense has been lights out. 3 straight shutouts for the Blue Devils. They're also undefeated on the road this season. 4-0-2, a pair of ties. One playing away from Koskinen Stadium in Durham. Ties on the road at then #1 Stanford, now ranked 7th in the nation. And then on the road at San Diego, that was in the season opener. So a corner kick now for the Blue Devils. Keenan hot from the near side. Launches, slow roller, nearly trickles through. Goes across the back line once again. And Virginia Tech is awarded the possession. Cooper Wenzel, 25 in net for Virginia Tech. One of the more impressive save percentages in the ACC. Saving 77% of the shots he's faced this year. 36 total saves, 11 goals allowed. 6 shutouts on the season. He's second best in the ACC in both saves and save percentage. Another whistle, and Virginia Tech gives it back to Duke as the Blue Devils will look to make some action happen on their offensive side following a clear. They reverse field. And now attack from the near touchline with Masalis. He's hot in the middle. Launches opposite way, headed down by Noe Uemata. Tracked down momentarily by a Hokie midfielder, and instead we're going the other way again. Here's Trevor Burns, 3 assists on the season for 4 in blue. Nice through ball here. On the run, it's Pleasance. Just couldn't quite track it down in time. Well, Virginia Tech has made a little bit of an adjustment in their strategy today to try and fend back the top scoring team in the country in Duke. Hokies typically come out in a 4-3-3. Instead tonight, head coach of the Hokies decided that, hey, we got to try and make some form of adjustment. And Mike Brizendine, in his 16th season, went with a 5-3-2 tonight, a defensive style that essentially adds an extra defender for Virginia Tech across the back line. And those featured Floki Stevenson, Trey Gardner, Jonas Kira, and then on the sides, it'll be Willie Cardona and Noe Uemata to start tonight for Virginia Tech. So trying to add that one defender and fend off this Blue Devils attack. Duke's been aggressive early on. trying to create some transition offense. They don't have the numbers. And it sails across the far touchline. Blue Devils to throw it in. Duke 7-2-4 on the year. 46 total goals, averaging 3.5 a contest. It's the best scoring margin in the ACC as well, outscoring their opponents by over 2 goals a match. Here's a huge through ball. Virginia Tech, the first one's there. Here's Bjornsson. Touches it off for Luke Thomas. Nice job by the Hokies to take it away. So now Virginia Tech will try and reverse and clear. Kept in play momentarily, but the Blue Devils are there to converge once again. Got an injured Blue Devil down on the field momentarily. Looks like 10 in blue, Drew Kerr, and you hope he's A-okay because he is such an asset on this Blue Devils team, and that is Drew Kerr as he kind of hops this one off. Seems like he's going to stay in the match at this point. And remember the new substitution rules, right? That plays a big factor into this thing. Maybe a little bit more inclined to keep guys on. Kerr, 3 goals, 7 assists this season. The junior out of Hillsborough, North Carolina, of course. The head coach's son, his brother's on the team as well. John Kerr, 17th season at the helm. 26th year as a collegiate head coach. What a treat it is for him to have both his sons, Drew Kerr, Cameron Kerr. Cameron picked up the first goal of his career in Duke's 5-0 win against Queens on Tuesday. And Drew's been a mainstay. 3rd in the ACC in assists, is 10 in blue. Again, he has 7. Well, there's the first touch of the night for Wessel Spiel. Keeper in net wearing red for the Blue Devils. Graduate out of the Netherlands, transfer from Hofstra. There's a nice through ball. Bjornsson chases it down and misses wide right. It's been all Blue Devils pushing the tempo early here. See if Virginia Tech can find a way to manufacture an offensive possession here. Blue Devils are 4-0-2 in their last 6 matches with an unblemished mark in the month of October. Looking to get off to a hot start tonight. This is a true second-half team in Duke. Here's Virginia Tech. Possible chance to reverse. Now whistles are blown. So the Hokies get the possession as everybody fills back in. Duke now really defending in their defensive third for the first time early on tonight. Ian Marcano with the first touch here for Virginia Tech on the free kick. Marcano lobs it in. Headed towards the net and gobbled up by Spiel. Not a bad chance, especially out in front inside the box for Virginia Tech. Here come the Blue Devils though. Trevor Burns legging it out. Masalis with a through ball. Chased in by Kabusu, crossed in front, and it sails wide right. Bjornsson had his hands on his head, frustrated that he missed that one. Physicality on the far touchline. And Virginia Tech awarded possession. Was talking about how the Blue Devils are a second half team, right? Well, Duke, in the final 45 minutes this season, outscoring their opponents, I kid you not, 35-9. That includes 10 in the second half against Howard last Wednesday, and then 5 against Queens this past Tuesday. They are outscoring their opponents in their last 2 matches 15-0. I mean, it's unbelievable. Top scoring team in collegiate soccer. And they hail from Durham. Just about a 3.5-hour trek up here to Blacksburg. Short bus ride when you compare it to the cross-country landscape of the new ACC. Both these teams, no stranger to it. Blue Devils went and played at Stanford earlier this year. Virginia Tech's played at Syracuse, at SMU. Here's a cross in front. Trickles wide right of the net. In fact, Virginia Tech seeking their just second ACC win. The first was when they went up north to upstate New York. A visit to SU Soccer Stadium, took down Syracuse 2-0. That was back on September 13th. It was their first conference game of the season. Looking for their first conference win since. Blue Devils, quite the opposite, matter of fact. They have not lost since September 13th. They fell at the hands of then number 11 North Carolina. That was in Chapel Hill. 2-1 was the final. That was the same night Virginia Tech took down Syracuse. Tech hasn't won an ACC game since. Duke hasn't lost one since. And a win tonight could go such a long way for Virginia Tech, who's very much so in the thick of the ACC. Their conference mark isn't maybe where they'd want it to be. Hokies currently sit in conference play at 1-4-1. The postseason was to start today. Virginia Tech and Duke would be in a position to maybe make a little bit of noise, particularly the Blue Devils, though, playing to try and earn a top 4 seed in the ACC tournament, because the top 4 seeds essentially are in a spot where they will host all the way to the semifinals and the finals. Blue Devils would love nothing more than to play through the early portion of the postseason at Koskinen Stadium without a true road trip before it goes to a neutral site. It's the second to last weekend of ACC play. If it were to start today, the Blue Devils would be number 7 in the standings. They would host SMU, who's 10. There was a good chance right there, and Spiel ends up making the play to send it away. Malik Chow with a good effort for Virginia Tech. The Blue Devils will look to clear. Chow is seeking his 4th goal of the season. Has 3 goals and an assist. Started the year coming off the bench for Mike Brizendine and company. Has now earned himself a spot in the starting rotation. Cooper Wenzel responds on the other side, able to keep it away from Ulfur Bjornsson. One of the top goal scorers in the ACC, 24 points, 11 goals for 9. Now Virginia Tech looking to clear. There's Chow in the middle. Move the opposite way. An aggressive play going for the ball. Noe Uemana hits the deck. Appeared to get tied up on the far side with Luke Thomas. And Virginia Tech's gonna keep it. Well, Duke hasn't surrendered a goal in each of its last 3 outings. Virginia Tech trying to be the difference here. A nice play in, kept in front, crossed in front, headed away defensively. Tracked down by Willie Cardona. Uemana gives it back to Wenzel. Wenzel launches. Hokies look to create again. Played into the box and nobody's there. Well, Wessel Spiel. Tough ride by Virginia Tech. Cardona. Blue Devils trying to play keep away. It falls into the lap of Cardona. Mistouched it. Instead, here's Burns, and we got a whistle. Cardona pleading his case with the foul. Officials not having much of it. The Blue Devils will look to clear themselves. Now Virginia Tech coming off the heels of a loss at Wake Forest. They've had nearly an entire week off. Played on Saturday night. 2-1 the final score down in Winston-Salem. Ethan Hackenberg leads the team in scoring. He had the lone goal against the Demon Deacons. Hackenberg with 5 goals this season with 10 total points. Spiel with a blast. Played in the middle by Tech. He's Ian Marcano with a great through ball. And now we got a whistle. Offsides was the call. That was the best chance of the night for Virginia Tech, just a hair too far. Couldn't quite hook up with Oliver Roach. Well, the Hokies have been pesky, particularly in the ride. And after the first maybe 6 minutes of the match, Virginia Tech has done a nice job of keeping it away from the offensive third for Duke. There's Marcano with the takeaway. Touched up the line to Cardona, kept in play. Roach watches it out. It's scooped up and hurled in by Jorgensen. Kabusu touches it back. Malik Chow giving chase. Roach on their heels as well. And nobody's home for Duke, as Wenzel will look to clear. Intercepted, looking for the far touchline. Duke nearly able to create an unsettled situation. Well, that's kind of where Virginia Tech has attempted to sort of make them play when the Blue Devils just flush the box, right? And everybody starts pouring into the offensive third. Virginia Tech's been able to kind of catch them on the backside and try and create some transition opportunities. Hasn't resulted in a goal yet, but a scoring chance or two nevertheless. Blue Devils, again, outscoring their opponents 15-0 in the last two. You look at their match against Queens, 5-0, but all of them came in the second half. Hokies, familiar territory for them as well, because before the Wake Forest loss, they took down Winthrop right here at Thompson Field, 6-0 the final score. Goals from Andy Sullins, Ethan Hackenberg, Kiro was in on the mix, Perez, Oliver Roach netted one, and then Malik Chow was the sixth. Hokies had been ranked in the polls nationally as high as 13th in mid-September, and have had a bit of a fall from grace after the hot start. Hokies 2-2-1 in their last 5 matches. Blue Devils in the box, tic-tac-toe. It goes across the back line when forced, so Virginia Tech will look to clear. Well, in this modern era of transfer portaling and NIL and what have you, Virginia Tech has really leapt on the opportunity to overhaul a roster in a single offseason. 11 of 21 Virginia Tech players that have appeared this season are newcomers. Particularly some of the biggest contributors as well. Unfortunately, Tech without Sammy Colby for the rest of the year, who was a promising get out of the portal. Here's Ian Marcano. Touches it in for Chow. Can't corral it. Marcano keeping it at the top of the box. Fancy pass. Trying to look on the far side for Carter Hensley, and instead the Blue Devils able to shut the door. Can they create? Grass in front of Masalis. Masalis with the left foot. Launches towards the cage, headed into the air. Once more. Hit 3 Virginia Tech defenders on the dome before being launched out of play up the near touchline. And Duke will have it once again. Just south of 23 minutes remaining in the first half here from Thompson Field as the sun submerges beneath the Blue Ridge Mountains. Great crowd on hand. It's that bundle up type weather once again. Was hitting 74 degrees earlier today here in Blacksburg, and now everybody with the hoodies, hats, jeans, sweatpants. Getting cuddled up for a good one between Duke and Virginia Tech, number 10 in the land in town. Here's a takeaway. It's Oliver Roach. Touches it off for Hensley. Marcano from the top of the box. Now Virginia Tech getting everybody into the offensive third to try and make something happen. This is where you have to be precise. Malik Chow off to Hensley. Deflected off a Duke defender. Willie Cardona now possessing. Keeps it in. And the Blue Devils will look to clear. Can they create with nobody home on the other end? Trevor Burns. Now Cardona was spaced the other way. Oliver Roach. Back to Cardona. looking for Roach on the cross, and the Blue Devils were there. There's a streak up the field for Duke. 2 on 5. And Virginia Tech there is to nullify that chance. Kure off to Stevenson as Virginia Tech continues to scan the field, looking for a chance to clear. Now the 20-minute mark here in the first half. Off to Kure. Now they retreat it back to Wenzel. Tapped off to Stevenson. It's Marcano. And look at this. Duke in the middle of the field, just giving Virginia Tech nowhere to go with the ball. To Tech's credit, they've been patient. The Blue Devils, like sharks, looking for an opportunity to converge. Front of the box, got dangerous. Wenzel is there. He dances around. And still not out of dangerous waters is Virginia Tech as the Blue Devils take it back and look to push. I mean, just control of the entire field there by the Blue Devils in that last 2-minute stretch. Marcano takes it away momentarily. Booted out of play for Duke. Jorgensen and company retreat. Virginia Tech to throw it in. Cardona pump fakes. Kure boots it up. Touch back for Roach. Quickly nullified by the boys in blue. Virginia Tech looking for their first ranked win of the season. Hokies have beaten at least one ranked team each of the last 9 years. They have an opportunity tonight against the 10th team in all the land, and then one more opportunity left on the table. It'll be against Clemson on November 1st, right here at this building. Foul goes against the Hokies, and the Blue Devils will get it once again. And it's a tall task, right? You want to keep the streak alive of beating a ranked team in each of the last 9 years, and you're having a better season, really, than you have in recent time in Blacksburg. The last couple of years, sub 500 records for Virginia Tech. They sit at 7-4-2 on the year. And so you're seeing improvement in that department, but haven't quite been able to notch a ranked win. Tall task with both of the opportunities remaining on the regular season schedule against top 10 foes. Here are the Blue Devils pushing. Kabusu from the far side. Rosales launches wide left. And Virginia Tech making some substitutions here.
For Virginia Tech, number 15, Andy Sullins.
Andy Sullins checks in.
Jake Capola, and number 9.
Jake Capola is in. And now Alex Perez steps in for Virginia Tech as well. He's a contributor, 3 goals, 3 assists so far this season. Keep an eye out for 9 and White. For Duke, everything runs through Bjornsson. 24 points, 11 goals like we mentioned. Another guy to keep an eye out for has to be Adam Luckers, 26 in blue, 9 goals and an assist on the year. Second on the team in goal scoring. Billy Cardona sees it out across the touchline, overheads it in. Ian Marcano now reverses the field. It's Noe Uiman. There's Kire. Well, you'd mentioned that the Blue Devils had dominated possession early on. Now it feels like that role has reversed a little bit. Virginia Tech in some ways keeping it away from Duke. Maybe that, the way that you can stand a chance, right? Minimize the amount of possessions and time with the ball that the opposing team has, especially when they're so potent offensively. Some substitutions now for the Blue Devils as well. Luke Thomas is out. Julius Suber in his place. Overhead pass inside the box. Cardona had a touch. Instead, the Blue Devils rallying the other way. Trip in the middle of the field. And it goes against Virginia Tech. We got a card. Goes against Alex Perez. Newly minted into the ball game.
Yellow card assessed to Virginia Tech number 9, Alex Perez.
Well, all-time Virginia Tech and Duke. Hokies just 4-17-4 against the Blue Devils, dating back to 1974. Last win for Virginia Tech against Duke, it came 2019 down in Durham. Hokie hits the deck hard and no whistles. Play on here in Blacksburg. Trey Gardner trying to facilitate. Gets it off to Kire. Touch to Cardona. And nobody's home in the middle. Intercepted once again. A turnover. Virginia Tech with a chance to possess once more. Neither team able to break the ice so far here in Blacksburg. Just under 12 and a half left to play in a first half that feels as though it has flown by. A lot of contact in the middle, almost felt like a tackle. Trevor Burns kind of reached out, and there is a card, and almost wrapped him up at the hip like a linebacker.
You ready? I used to break it.
And I believe that the card does go against Trevor Burns.
Yellow card shown to number 4 for Duke, Trevor Burns.
Transferred from Georgetown. Ian Marcano, speedy in the middle. Tried to send it through for Noe Uemana. There's a boot towards the middle. .50-50 ball. Kire wins the race. Now Andy Sullen's able to track it down up the touchline. Can he get around a defender and make something happen? He hits the deck. Now it's Marcano. Nearly a terrific move there by CJ Coppola. Tried to deke out his defender before the ball had even gotten there. Now Marcano. Tech a little bit unsettled offensively after a Blue Devil is down. Now he's back up. He's looking for Cardona. Again, Virginia Tech aggressive here offensively. Have had the upper hand in possession. Just wide for Cardona. It goes out of play and the Blue Devils recover. Ruben Masalis. Headed up by Cameron Kerr. Played by Cardona and company. And now the Blue Devils trying to reverse. Kabusu gives it back for the keeper, and Wessel Spiel, who's been fairly unchallenged, I guess is the fair way to put it. Neither team has had a terrific scoring chance to this point. And the majority of this game has been, no doubt, played in the middle. When these two teams met last season, it was a blowout win for the Blue Devils. Duke took it 7-1, the final score in Durham. Rarely do you see a game get that lopsided in the ACC, but it did last year when these two squared off. And a foul goes against Noe Uemana. A little too aggressive there with Jamie Kabusu. Well, we talked about how Duke, when they win, they blow you out, right? Top scoring team in the country. Kind of the same story in a way for Virginia Tech. Hokies have 7 shutouts through its first 13 games of the season. Last time Tech had 7 or more shutouts in a year was 2016. Reached a program record 9 clean sheets, but the Blue Devils have had their fair share of clean sheets this season as well. In fact, Duke with its 3rd consecutive. Scoreless in the first half against Queens, looking similar here in Blacksburg. Then exploded for 5 in the second half. First goal didn't come till the 47th minute, but 4 more would follow. And then last Wednesday against Howard, 10-0, the final score in favor of the Blue Devils. 8 different goal scorers found the back of the net for the Blue Devils. Jose Ortega and Ulfer Bjornsson each tallied a brace in the effort. There's Ian Marcano. Hits it off near side, kept in by Cardona. Slides and gets it off. And Virginia Tech makes something happen. And it's gobbled up by Wessel Spiel. South, there's 6 minutes left to play in this first half. Big time ACC battle. Number 10 Duke in Blacksburg taking on Virginia Tech. Taken away in the middle by the Blue Devils once again. It was a nice through ball. Suber couldn't track it down. And Virginia Tech with an opportunity to clear. You talk about the lack of offensive momentum, right, or scoring chances. I mean, we've only seen 1 corner kick all night. It was the Blue Devils from this side, and Virginia Tech has yet to earn a corner. Blue Devils have just the 1. Will that be a force of emphasis maybe in the second half? Cameron Kerr. We got whistles. And Virginia Tech with the possession once again. Three and a half left to play here in the first half. Marcano at midfield for Virginia Tech. They work it the opposite way. Blue Devils with their feet on the gas in the middle, and they take it away rather quickly. Spiel lobs it up into the middle of the field. Headed back and taken away by Virginia Tech. Loki Stevenson in a lane of his own. Stevenson charging towards the box. Individual effort by Stevenson, but nobody was there. And Blue Devils able to close the door. We'll throw it in. Tech looking to reverse. Marcano touches it back. Here's Stevenson once again. Now Now it's Trey Gardner back off for Stevenson. Under 2 minutes left to play in this first half. A bit of a lively crowd here, especially with the youth at Thompson Field. Now Virginia Tech pleading its case with the official. Duke now with a reset though. Ruben Masalis just taps it off for Trevor Burns. Back to Masalis. Under a minute left in this first half. Just unable to keep it in, Jonas Kire. Here's Willie Cardona. Both teams trying to move quick here. A sense of urgency under 30 seconds left in this first half. Marcano sends it into the seats. Down to 10 seconds left in the half.
9, 8, 7.
Launched in by Masalis.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And that'll do it for the first half here in Blacksburg. We're scoreless between Virginia and Blue Devils to start with it. Luke Thomas in the middle. And half number 2 is underway.
Just tries to do the announcer voice like so hard. This is true.
Virginia Tech takes it away quickly. Malik Chow on the near touchline. Gives it off Marcano, and the Hokies reverse. Well, who to keep an eye out for Virginia Tech, you have to start with Ethan Hackenberg, 17 in white. Leader in goals this season with 5 of them, 10 total points. On the other side for the Blue Devils, no doubt about it. It'll start with number 9 in blue, Ulfur Bjornsson. Second in the ACC in goals, has 11 on the season, 24 total points to his name. Neither keeper really tested in that first half. Scoring opportunities have been few and far between. But one of the big storylines heading into tonight was how dominant the Blue Devils have been in the second half this season. The final 45 minutes, the Blue Devils have outscored their opponents 35-9. Unbelievable number, including 10 in the second half against Howard and 5 against Queens in their last 2 outings. Here's Bjornsson. Touches it off to the top. Now Luke Thomas. Thomas trying to knife one through. Kabusu launched it off Noe Uimana. And now Kabusu to throw it in. Is this where the Blue Devils start to find the back of the net? At least manufacture some more chances, because this is when they've been able to best many of their opponents. Second halves of games. Uimana is down for the Hokies, favoring his right side. Uimana is still down. And they'll stop the clock here and check on 21 in white. Not a guy you like to see down if you're Virginia Tech. An impressive defender, can make you pay if you leave him unacknowledged on the offensive end. He seems to be all right as he stretches out that left shoulder, it appears. Now Virginia Tech will start on their offensive half in the middle. Really, Cardona was so big in the first half for the Hokies of getting it from the middle into the offensive third and try to create opportunities. Here he is on the far side. Touches it in the middle, shot on net, and it's gobbled up. Wessel Spiel with a save. Oliver Roach had a good swing at it. That was the best chance for either team so far tonight. Now with an injured Blue Devil down on the field, being tended to by some of his teammates, and now the trainer for Duke. Stops the clock once again here in Blacksburg. Well, we talked about Duke's successes in the second half. A place where Virginia Tech has been able to find some success has been after the substitution. And it's a little bit more meaningful, right, with the substitution rules in place through the 2024 season. In 8 of the last 11 games that Virginia Tech has scored, the first goal has come following a sub. We'll see when the first substitution of the second half happens for Virginia Tech. Definitely something to keep in the back of your mind. Now the officials having a meeting just behind the subs desk. Looks like Duke will substitute here. Ruben Masal is standing at midfield, just out of play. We'll see exactly where they place the ball as well. And there's your answer. Cardona tracks it down. Blasted up the far touchline. Ushered out of play by Masalis. Now it's Ian Marcano. Contact on the far side, a whistle's blown. Cardona hit the deck. just as the Blue Devils were looking to attack. Now Virginia Tech is awarded the possession. Kire gets it booted away into the Blue Devil bench. He'll hang on to the possession, but all over it was Drew Kerr. Well, Virginia Tech looking to clear as Duke's ride has been a little bit more troublesome for the Hokies here in this second half. When you look at the differentials so far between the two teams, as Noe Uemana tracks this one down. Here's Malik Chow with space at the top of the box. Chow around one defender. Can't get around a second. And Cooper Wenzel ends up with it all the way across the pitch. But again, you look at shots so far tonight, Duke with 6. Virginia Tech with just 3. Here's a chance, it's Chow. And it falls in front of Wessel Spiel. Just didn't have quite the angle to put it on net. Now 3 shots on goal and 4 total shots for Tech. Not a single shot on goal, but 6 shots for the Blue Devils tonight. Blue Devils looking to push, and they strike in the upper left 90. Drew Kerr with his 4th of the season. 1-0 Duke. A meeting of the minds in the far corner. The entire Duke bench floods to meet the coach's son after notching his 4th. Brother Cameron at his first career goal in the last win for Duke against Queens. And now Drew with yet another. Italia with 7 assists. He's been such an offensive factor for the Blue Devils.
In the number to 0-0.
Now Virginia Tech with their backs against the wall a little bit as you see the second half surge from Duke beginning. They break the ice with a 1-0 advantage. Here's Noe Uemana. Tech trying to find the equalizer. Now off to Chow. Trey Gardner reverses it. Intercepted in the middle. Numbers for the Blue Devils. Burns got it taken away, and here comes Virginia Tech. Oliver Roach trying to turn the corner. Keeps it in play. But suffocating coverage out of Duke. Here's a through ball lobbed up for Bjornsson. He launches up over the net. Missed it way high. Cooper Wenzel with a chance to clear. Numbers for Virginia Tech. Roach can't track it down. He's down holding his left leg. Blue Devils take it back. With Solis and Marcano going at it. Ends up with Willie Cardona. And rolls over the touchline, Blue Devils to take over. Well, now make it Duke outscoring its opponents 36-9 in the second half. Duke with 3 straight shutout victories. In their last 2 matchups alone, outscoring its opponents now 16-0. Unbelievable. Bjornsson trying to track it down. 2 Hokies in the way. And the Blue Devils will have a throw in near the corner here. Just to the left of the flag. They'll go to Bjornsson on the back line. Trying to find Kerr. The sliding attempt, he can't keep it in. And it's Willie Cardona's to possess. Blue Devils take it right back. Here's Hott in the middle. Now it's Pleasance. Dumps it back to midfield. Aceto scanning. Aceto boots it the opposite way. And Kerr can't get there. Okie Stevenson launches it up the left touchline. All of a sudden, it just feels like the Blue Devils has kicked things into a second gear, if you will. Running a little faster, playing a bit more aggressive, and it's resulted in a 1-0 advantage. Marcano back off to Uimana. Now to Chow. Backs against the wall for the Hokies. Marcano. Into the offensive third. Here's Uimana. Touches it up to the top. Kire from the far side. Finds Cardona. The Blue Devils take it back. Bjornsson racing it down. 50-50 ball. He's tripped up. And a late whistle. Blue Devils shaken up still on the grass. Bjornsson is now up. Having a word with Pleasance. And good to see 9 in blue. Second in the ACC in scoring. All ACC second team a year ago. All ACC freshman team a year ago. 39 total shots heading into tonight. And now now the officials either taking a look or talking about something once again over here. So Duke takes it as an opportunity to hydrate. Virginia Tech, interestingly enough, not doing the same.
I've been moving calm, starting trouble. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle. You know how I like it when you love it on me. I don't want to die for them to miss me. Yes, I see the things that they wish on me. Hope I got some brothers that'll live me. They gon' tell the story who was there for me. God's plan. God's plan. I hope that sometimes I won't.
And back to action we're going to go in a moment here. It'll be a free kick for the Blue Devils as Virginia Tech lines up defensively. 3 Blue Devils standing over the ball right now. You got Bjornsson, you got Hott, and you got Masalis. We'll see who takes it. Will either be Masalis or Hott now at this point. And it's Hott, launches just over the cage. Missed it by about a hair. Well, about 2 feet away from making it 2-0 Duke. Instead, Virginia Tech still in this thing. Chow trying to chase after it. And here's Trey Gardner. Throw in here for Tech. Gardner sends it into the middle of the box. Oliver Roach with a chance. It's spoiled away. Roach keeps it in play. Punched off the right mitt of Wessel Spiel. Roach wanted a corner. Can't believe it. And Virginia Tech takes it right back. Tire. Off to Willie Cardona. Ensley touches it off for Roach. He's stripped momentarily. Now has it with a through ball in the middle. And Duke's there to negate another possible scoring chance. Bjornsson. Stripped by Cardona. Now it's Masalis.
Checking in for Virginia Tech, number 12, CJ Coppola, and number 17, Ethan Hackenberg.
Wenzel now off to the far side. Virginia Tech still trailing 1-0. First goal came in the early portion of this second half by the Blue Devils. There's Malik Chow. A nice slide tackle by Kabusu to send it out of play. Tech still without a corner so far tonight. Blue Devils with just one. Launched in, headed and punched away. Still loose in front. Unbelievable save by Wessel Spiel. And Spiel receiving an ovation from the Duke faithful in attendance.
That's not true. That's part of yeah, that's called. You turn them. You take them, control the car, you put the foot on the gas, and then you do this. And sometimes you do this.
Best scoring chance so far tonight for Virginia Tech. And again, a game of inches as the Hokies nearly even it up at 1. Before the loss to Wake Forest, Virginia Tech's last ACC meeting did result in a draw. It was against NC State right here in Blacksburg. Here's Burns, in for Bjornsson. Headed into the air, tracked down by Kerr. And now Bjornsson resets for the Blue Devils. Crossed in front, loose in front. Kerr with a chance at his second tonight. It's negated, and here comes Virginia Tech. And tripped up in the middle. Matthias Johannes. And a card is issued here to Luke Thomas because he was fired up. Actually, they get Keenan hot. He was fired up and pled his case to the official. It results in a card. And now Virginia Tech with the possession. Substitution for the Blue Devils. Coming off, Colton Pleasance. In his place, Adam Luckhurst, who has 9 goals and an assist this season. We got fireworks going on across campus here in Blacksburg.
Yellow card assessed to Duke number 23, Kenan Hott. Subbed on for Duke number 26, Adam Luckhurst. And on for Tech number 31, Harrison Krieg.
And a substitution for Virginia Tech as well. Harrison Krieg is on the pitch for the first time tonight. Can that give a spark, some fresh legs possibly for Virginia Tech? Loki Stevenson with it. Well, one of the other storylines coming into tonight was a return of Kyle Renfro. January 2024, Kyle Renfro rejoined Virginia Tech's coaching staff as a goalkeeper coach after 5 seasons on the other side with the Duke Blue Devils. Also was a player here in Blacksburg in his day. And Virginia Tech with their best chance, it goes wide right. Hey, half the people in the crowd thought that it found the back of the net. Another game of inches moment. Well, at Duke, Renfro oversaw 3 All-ACC keepers, including 2022 ACC Goalkeeper of the Year, Elliot Hamill. He was a first-team All-ACC selection while playing for Virginia Tech in 2013. Spent 2018 as a volunteer assistant in Blacksburg as well. Here's Tech trying to push. Hackenberg didn't start tonight. He's on the field now for the Hokies. Does that make a difference? Almost feels as though he's been saved for this moment, if you will. Did not see him in the first half either. Team leader in scoring. Team high 5 goals this season for Ethan Hackenberg. Blue Devils with numbers. And Bjornsson won't be able to get there before Wenzel does. There's Malik Chow from the near side. Chow gets around a defender. Does he have a cross in him? And it goes across the back touchline. Last punched off the right foot of Kabusu, so Virginia Tech with a corner kick, their first of the night.
Virginia Tech corner kick.
Can the Hokies find Twine? Trailing 1-0 in the late stages of the second half. Marcano. And out of play it goes. Blue Devils to clear. Couldn't make it happen that time. Here's Spiel. The whistles are blown as Uimana throws it in. A burst from Chow. Warded off momentarily. Still in play. It just goes out. It is a throw-in for Virginia Tech. They'll have Trey Gardner be the one to lob it in. As we plummet to 21 minutes remaining. Lobs it inside the box and it's headed away immediately. Retreating are the Hokies. And they'll go with Noe Uimana from the far side. Uimana, a line drive towards the top of the box. Chance for Tech. Dribbled in front. Loose right at the right goalpost. Booted away and booted out of trouble. Tech still with the possession. Here's Hackenberg. Touch to the top of the box. And it goes wide right off the left foot of Harrison Krieg, newly inserted into the game. Corner kick for Virginia Tech. Feels as though they have the Blue Devils on their heels. Looking for the equalizer. With a top 10 team in town. And a yellow card is assessed. See exactly who the yellow card is on. Goes against Alex Perez of Virginia Tech. Drew Kerr made it 1-0 for the Blue Devils. A game just 8 minutes into the second half. Now the officials head off to the booth again. So they're checking for a possible handball here, is the word that I have received. Again, they're still checking this out for a handball. I personally did not see one. The yellow card issued to Alex Perez. Again, curious as to what that was for as well, because part of the word I'm also receiving is that it had to do with Virginia Tech's bench. There we go. So a corner kick for Virginia Tech. It feels as though that allowed things to kind of settle down after the Hokies had a couple of scoring chances. Felt like a lot of momentum was built up on that side. And they find it again. Launched in, headed up into the air. Krieg touches it back in from the top of the box. Marcano has it. Tech looking to attack. Duke's backline defense has just been stellar. anticlimactic conclusion, if you will, to a longer possession for Virginia Tech. Blue Devils to keep it. Substitutions now for Duke. Drew Kerr comes off. He has the lone goal on the board tonight. Fresh legs in. Jose Ortega with 4 goals, 2 assists. Coming off the heels of a brace in Duke's last outing. He's in, 13 in blue. Luke Thomas comes off. And in his place is Julius Suber. Bjornsson plays it down. Couldn't drag it up the touchline. Looking for Jose Ortega. Krieg looking to lob it in. There's Virginia Tech trying to push. What an individual effort here by Jorgensen. Burns crosses it in front. And you can still hear the fireworks sizzling off in the distance across campus here in Blacksburg. Well, a goal for Duke can nearly put it out of reach. But instead, the Hokies with a 3-on-3 up the field. Malik Chow can't get around the defender. Chow just seems gassed. He's played every minute so far tonight. Comes Virginia Tech once again. Marcano facilitating. Tried to find Hackenberg. Kept in play. Trey Gardner gives it back off to Marcano. Here's Uimana. Gardner working with 16 minutes remaining in this second half. Stevenson lobs it up. Marcano back to Hackenberg. Crossed in front, nobody's home. Tech's had just 2 quarter kicks tonight. They'll throw it in this time. Now it's Krieg. 2 defenders on it. Puts it through the legs of one. Tracked down by Uimana. Retreats it back to his keeper in Wenzel. With a through ball, just couldn't hook up with Hackenberg. 15 minutes remaining in the second half. Do or die time here if you're Virginia Tech. Yet to beat a ranked team so far this season. They've done it in each of the last 9 years. Here's Hackenberg. And it's snared by Wessel Spiel. Killing time, falls on top of it. And though Duke hasn't pushed offensively in what feels like quite some time, they try and play a little bit of keep away here. There's Bjornsson. Sweeps it in front. Top of the box. Launched and punched out. What a save by Wenzel. .25 on his toes all night. Second in the ACC in save percentage for a good reason. Corner kick coming for the Blue Devils. Wenzel keeping his team in it. Still 1-0. Duke looking for the nail in the coffin. Curling towards the net. A foot on it by Jorgensen. Instead, Virginia Tech to clear. Marcano breaking some ankles out there. But it's surveyed up nicely for Bjorgensen. Instead, winning the race is Stevenson. Good defense by Krieg. Virginia Tech in desperation mode here as we reach the 12-minute mark in the second half. Blue Devils still push. Cross in front. Instead, it's Johannes. Here comes Tech. 6-on-6. Marcano tried to find Hackenberg. Corner kick now for the Hokies.
Virginia Tech corner kick.
Tech looking for the equalizer here from the corner.
Checking in for Duke, number 15, Jack Zuge.
As the Blue Devils will substitute before the corner comes.
Virginia Tech corner kick.
Carter Hensley. Line drive. And it goes out across the back line. Hokies wanted a second corner kick instead. The Blue Devils, it went off Virginia Tech. The officials agree. Duke now with a chance to clear. 11 minutes And counting here left in Blacksburg. Hackenberg gets past the defender. Hackenberg launches, and it goes high over the net. It was a nice move, anticipating the pass up the touchline to deke out a defender, find some space. It's not enough of a seam. Coming up for the Blue Devils, just 2 regular season matches remaining. Midweek clash against Longwood. And then the final ACC match of the season, they'll take on Notre Dame at home from Koskinen. Virginia Tech on the other side. Just 2 remaining as well on the 29th. It's Tuesday, they'll play Davidson right here from Thompson Field and then finish off the season against number 3 Clemson. 6 p.m. on November 1st. It's Friday night. Still 9 minutes of life remaining here for Virginia Tech as we got a injured Blue Devil down on the field. It's Julius Suber who got banged up on the play. Uemana tosses it in. Virginia Tech trying to equalize things with under 9 minutes left to play in Blacksburg. It's Creed. Willie Cardona up the touchline for Hackenberg. Hackenberg with a blast that goes way high over the net. Now a goal kick here for Spiel and the Blue Devils. So if the ACC season ended today, these would be the ACC tournament matchups. Pittsburgh would be number 1 and would have the bye. Notre Dame would go on the road in the 9-8 game and take on the 8 seed NC State. Virginia Tech, how about this for a fun one, would go on the road and play at Virginia from Klockner Stadium. Get the Commonwealth Clash in the postseason. Syracuse would be 12. They'd play at number 5 Wake Forest. Number 14 Louisville would play at number 3 Clemson. 11 Cal, they'd play at 6 North Carolina. 10 SMU would be on the road in Durham taking on Duke, who would be the 7th seed, and then Boston College with the 15 would play on the road at number 2 Stanford. That's how it would shake out as of right now. Duke looking for their second. Still keeping their feet on the gas offensively. And just over the net for Niklas Ritur. Crazy how you can be in such a loaded ACC landscape. Number 10 in the country, yet 7th in the conference. I mean, that just goes to show how good the ACC is as the corner is off the side of the net. Well, the last gasp here for Virginia Tech. Hensley. Uemana thought he kept it in. The official did not agree. It would go the other way. Well, Jorgensen with a lot of contact with CJ Coppola, and foul goes against Coppola.
Down for Tech number 9, Alex Pereira.
Crowd here at Thompson trying to will Virginia Tech to get back into this one. There's Marcano. Off to Hackenberg. No whistles. And a corner kick coming for the Hokies. Under 3.5 left to play. Uemana lobs it in. Headed to the middle. Swung out of danger by Jorgensen. Hensley offers. Marcano lobs it in front. Trey Gardner couldn't keep it in. With 2.5 minutes left to play here, Virginia Tech going to do everything they can to keep it in this part of the field. Foul called against Virginia Tech, and laughing about it is Keenan Hott for the Blue Devils, as we'll head the other way. I haven't said Adam Lucker's name a whole ton tonight. Here's Hott. Chance negated by Uemana. Under a minute and a half left to play in Blacksburg. Tech gotta go. Pass intercepted. And a whistle blown in the middle. 1 minute remaining.
1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining in the match.
Now a card is assessed after things get chippy in the far corner. Just 36 seconds left remaining. Virginia Tech awarded the possession. Under 30 seconds. Tech looking for a last gasp. Marcano in the middle. Launches into the box.
9, 8,
Chow puts it on net.
6,
It's gobbled up by Wessel Spiel.
4, 3, 2,
And that's gonna do it.
0.
Number 10 Duke with their fourth shutout in a row. They win it 1-0 over Virginia Tech in Blacksburg.
Fans, make sure to return to time.